to Between a Hot Mess and a Therapist, your not so typical self-help podcast for therapists, healers, and helpers. I'm your host, Shauna Lovin, a seasoned therapist with a rebellious spirit. This season, we are redefining freedom, fulfillment, and stability without burning out, self-doubt, or playing by the rules of a broken system. We are cutting through the noise and exploring what it means to truly live life on your terms, not by what society expects of us. No more chasing an illusion of success that leaves you drained, because we are embracing the beautiful messiness, the sometimes chaotic journey we call life. So grab your favorite beverage, get comfy, and let's dive in. Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Between a Hot Mess and a Therapist. I just want to say happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday. Yeah, I grew up with Stevie, y'all. So this is going to be an official birthday episode. Yes, I'm another year older. And I've added another layer of I don't give a damn about doing it their way, because I'm fully integrating what I want to do in my bones. Just saying. Okay, so I used to think that birthdays were this shiny, thing where you light some candles, you put a cute picture, and you say a few things that you're grateful for. Truth is, I still do that a little bit. But this year I want to be a little bit different and talk more about, not really about me, but just about stuff that I've learned and what I'm burning down, what I am becoming. And so if you're someone who is in the messy middle and you're between trying to unravel some shit and rise from the ashes, then you're in good company today. Let's start by tearing it down, shredding it up, and burning it up. Let's start there. So for every new version of ourselves and every birthday and every rebirth, there should be a funeral of versions of you that can't come along for the new ride, because this old version of yourself is no longer serving you. And we have to think about, what are some things that I am not taking for the ride? I am not taking urgency that does not belong to me. So if it ain't mine, I'm not doing it. I am not taking undercharging and over delivering like I'm still trying to prove myself, like I'm trying to prove that I belong in the room. I am not apologizing for needing the space to feel before I can speak. I am not being the emotional support animal in professional spaces. I am not trying to sound palatable for people who aren't even my people. We ain't doing that anymore. So let's pause and let's talk about that last one for a second. Just because I have learned over the years, we are put in this box. You know, I talk about the box all the time, and they tell us how we should speak, think, feel, move, create a practice, not create a practice, work for an agency. And you have to sound a certain way. And I have just felt like that is not authentically me. And if you know me outside of, say, my professional role and more in my personal role, I am very chill, relaxed, and not buttoned up at all, and can often be a little loose with the tongue, which has been hard over the years. But I got to a place where I just didn't care anymore. And so when I'm not authentic, it dilutes what I can say or do or what comes across. And so I just kind of stopped doing that. You know, I don't need to hear, that you need to sound better or be different or any of that, because that's just not me, and that's not authentically me. I don't know who really needs to hear this though, but people pleasing is not a love language. Just for the people in the back, people pleasing is not a love language. It is a survival strategy. And again, it's not mine, and it has expired. So let's take a second right here. And, I just want to ask you, what are you going to leave behind? What are some outdated things, stories, survival strategies, or things that just no longer serve you? What are you leaving behind? So here's the thing about getting older. There comes some kind of wisdom that doesn't live in the books or in the degrees or even in the bullet points. This is something that lives in your body, and it's in your nervous system. It is in the quiet moments after you've fallen apart again and you realize that you're still here. It is still sacred. It is still worth loving. So here are a few truths that I know in my bones to be. Slowness is not a weakness. It's a strategy. It's sustainability, to be honest. There's no gold star for suffering quietly. You got to learn to speak up and speak out when you need it. Rest is not a reward. It is an act of rebellion. It is revolutionary. It is something that you need. And everyone rests a little bit differently, and you have to figure out what that is for you. Lord knows my naps in the afternoon have been the best thing ever. Some things I've also learned is just because I'm good at holding space doesn't mean that I own the space for everyone, or that I don't owe or need to do that for everyone. I do that for who I want to, who I am called to do that for. So you're not a walking space holder. I've also learned that my energy is sacred. My timing is divine, and my design is not a flaw. This is what makes you you as a human, and what makes you be at your best and be authentic with yourself. And I think in the last year, mostly what has contributed to knowing some of these things is human design. It is the lesson that has been taught to me over and over again, and you keep getting nuggets and finding out that you are an emotional projector like me, or that I am, means that I just need time to fill it out and to just like be in a space. And so you have to understand, what is your body, what are your bones trying to tell you? Here's another thing. What they don't tell us is that you were healing, you were evolving, or whatever you want, right? You were using to tune into yourself and to trust yourself. And not everyone takes that as a sacred place for, like, other people around you don't take that as a sacred place. Like, your healing, your journey is yours, and it needs to be sacred and non-negotiable. This isn't just about like being soft and glowy, even though that's nice. It's more boundary heavy, and it's identity cracking. The reason why I say that is because, remember, I always talk about boundaries are for you and not the other people. And if you're in this space where you're becoming whatever that is, right? Becoming a better version of you, becoming a better therapist, becoming a better mom, a better healer, a better professional, whatever, you need to have heavy boundaries in place. It also looking like at things where you used to tolerate, and now you have to say, nope, I'm not doing that anymore. That is not her anymore. So you have to look at what truths or what things used to bother you, but no longer you can't do that anymore. What is the version of you that wants to rise? And that person is going to require boundaries that are well kept with clean energy. This is about being energetic, emotional, strategic, somatic. It's all about all those things. And some of the most spiritual things that I've done in the past year was basically just mute some people. I ain't talking to you no more. Boop. I stopped over explaining. I reclaimed my weekends. And it even is beyond just the weekends. I know I talk about like we shouldn't just do things on the weekends, but finding moments throughout your day to be able to reclaim yourself. This is also about letting myself not be the one who needs to fix everything, because you're not a fixer. Even though you try to be, you're not the fixer. And sometimes I've just walked away without even an exit interview. I mean, this is the things like when it doesn't feel good to you and feel good in your body, you have to learn to just walk away, to say no, to stop over-explaining, like all these things. This is what feels edgy and what it's supposed to feel like. Like you're supposed to be in charge of your space, your boundaries, your energetics, and all those things, not other people. So let me say this just a little bit louder for the people in the back. Being less accessible has made me more powerful. I'm just going to leave that one there. Another thing that has come out of the last year is I can't rapid fire a few things. I'm simply just too old and too tired and too rooted to tolerate shit anymore. Like I can't. And there's just a lot of bullshit that when you get older, you're just like, I'm done. And so some other things that I am not doing is unsoliciting feedback from people not in the same arena as me or who I desire to be in the arena with. The grind is not it. Not doing that. The coaching industry, perfectionism with no nervous system nuances. Not doing that either. Performing professionalism when what's really needed is presence. So there's a time and a place for everything, and always being professional and not being present, that's out too. Letting potential keep me in the room that I've outgrown. Yes. If I am no longer the same person I was yesterday, a week ago, a year ago, I'm not going to stay in the same place, because eventually that space is going to hold you back. And most of all, I am not ignoring the calling of my own intuition because someone else wrote the protocol. They wrote the rules. They did it. I'm not doing that either. Because remember, your body is always speaking to you. Your intuition is speaking to you, and you have to learn to listen to that. So if any of this made you clench a little bit, then you're not alone, but I also know that you're also not stuck. This is going to be your invitation to stop dragging expired energies into the next version of your new life. So here's what I'm choosing to root into this coming year. Slower rhythms, clearer mirrors, wider margins, more truth, less noise, more magic, less patience. This birthday isn't about arriving. It's about becoming. It's about being radically, unapologetically unfinished and trusting that the version of me that I am becoming is worth the growing pains. So I just want to take a minute and say thank you for being on this messy, maybe a little bit witchy sometimes, a lot of real ride with me on this journey with me. This has been the greatest year about me learning about myself, and I want to hope that you're going to do the same thing too. So send me a message, send me a DM, an email or something, and let me know if this episode sat with you. What are you letting go of? What are you doing new? What are you doing differently this coming year? Until next time. There you have it, my friends. Another episode in the books. Remember, it's okay to be a hot mess sometimes. It's all a part of the journey we call life. Until next time, stay rebellious, stay authentic, and keep embracing the beautiful messiness of life. Want to learn more about your unique energetic blueprint? Make sure you download your free chart and learn how it can help you make choices that are aligned with who you are and not who society expects you to be. Please visit shauna11lpcs.com for more information. Anything mentioned in today's episode will be linked in the show notes. And if you enjoyed today's episode, make sure you subscribe, you share with a friend, leave a review, and keep coming back for more.